Hello everyone, today we are here with Vitality's jungler Lyncas for Hotspawn after a loss to Karmine Corp in LEC Versus Playoffs. A tough defeat against the league's favorite. How did this defeat feel today, Lyncas?
I mean, pretty bad, I guess. We were 1-0 up, and then I think second game was quite good. I think we were in a good spots in the game, but then I don't know, we just didn't find any fights, or the fights we did fight were kind of shit. And then game three we just got stomped. So yeah, kind of sucks that game three was such a stomp. I think didn't really feel like from my part that anything I could do in the game. So yeah, feels kind of shit.
You talked about this game 3. You played the first tier 1 Seraphine AD carry. Did you originally
Mhm.
plan to play her with Ashe in the bot lane, or was it always intended for Karzi to play her? What exactly happened during the draft that, in my opinion, lacked a bit of damage?
No. We didn't really neglect the idea of having a Seraphine, but at the same time, Karzi is a really good Seraphine player, so it was kind of an idea as well that we could put it on AD carry. I don't know, just was a lot of talk in the draft room, I guess, from players and coaches that might be a good draft fit. I think from the damage part, I don't think we would lack damage if we got to mid game. And like, let's say we are like just slightly behind in mid game, then I think our draft will be pretty good. I think Braum pick is really good. But yeah, when you get stomped like this, I think nothing helps.
Mm. Casey and Navi lost in the upper semifinals before meeting you. The bracket put Casey in your path. Would you have preferred facing Navi or you were confident facing Casey?
I think Navi is probably an easier opponent, just from just raw team skill. But KC is also like definitely. I mean, we saw in the series, right? Like two games were super close. But yeah, they were better today, and I mean, after all, you need to beat the good teams as well if you want to go far. So, I mean, if we can't win this one, then can't really go too far.
Mm. Talking about beating Casey, you were one of the few teams to beat Casey actually in the regular season. When you knew you were going to face them in the playoffs, did you review that game to see what you did well or try to replicate it?
I mean, we reviewed the game as soon as we played it, kind of like the same day as a team. So we didn't review it again, but I mean, we just track down, patterns and stuff like this, and what did they do good or bad, and just to, be aware or punish and stuff like this.
Mm. At the beginning of the year, I was talking with Neo, who told me that with a more aggressive carry-oriented mid laner, you would be able to express yourself better, like the transition between Chayak and Humanoid. Do you feel
Mhm.
that with Humanoid?
Yeah, I mean, I think Marek is for sure a good addition to the team. I think it has been easier for me with him so far.
Mm-hmm.
The split, I think, I would say also the split I had a pretty good showing overall, like all things included. So yeah, I think it's definitely like looking not bad, and I think our team potential is just overall higher with Marek.
Mm. Does it change something directly to your gameplay as a jungler?
I would say like Marek just from his experience and skill, like he's much better in mid game than
Mm.
Shaq. So I think I just have less tasks in the game overall. Like I need to like I can focus more on myself, especially going into mid and late game stages rather than it was last year.
Mm. It feels like the jungle role is entering a new cycle of dominant, like young players in the LEC this year. Whether talking about you, Skumond, or even Rilesh with Navi, what do you think? What do you think like has allowed the gap between you and the veterans like Yoya, Yike, Razork to close so much?
Mm, I think just the new junglers are pretty good. I mean, Skumon had a good year and he's in a good team with Jitsu, right? With very experienced players. I think Rilich is having a very good showing as well. I mean, he's out today as well, but I think he had a very good first split. So not sure. I think jungle role just overall, like in Europe, has always been like the most stacked compared to other roles. Like it was always usually quite close. So yeah, I think just I don't know, just good players.
What would be your top three junglers of this LEC versus so far?
I think Yike has been playing pretty good. I think Skumond is good. I think Elioya is good. So I think probably those
Okay,
those
so
those
no
would be
Rilesh.
end up. I wouldn't put Rilich at the top yet, but he had a very good split as a rookie.
After this lose, you will have more than a month off before spring. What are you planning to do during that break?
I mean, we didn't think much because we were obviously aiming for Barcelona.
Mm.
I mean, we'll see. I think the spring split is quite fast actually. Like it's just 1 month or 1 month, 6 days.
It's probably last
Um,
March, beginning of
yeah, I got
April.
told it's 28th, I think.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, not sure. We'll have to talk with the team, but from my side, I'll just keep playing the game, keep watching better teams play, and yeah, try to improve.
You're not going back
And
home?
I mean, I will probably go back home for a bit, but
Mm.
I mean, assuming that we are out quite early, so to say, then I would assume that we will be back in Berlin earlier than other teams as well that are going further out, probably like 2 weeks before the split starts. So
Mm.
yeah, I think I will go, but it will be a short trip home.
I know it's a bit early since you just ended this play, but can you name me some major changes you would like to see within the team head into spring?
Mm, I mean, I would say we would have to improve our champion pools. I feel like sometimes we were quite short on that, like on some roles. I think what we lack definitely is like discipline. I think today, like game two, for example, we just had so many silly deaths that shouldn't just not happen. Like I think on the when we triple killed them on mid lane, I think 3-0. Like I don't know if you remember, like the gank 3-3 on mid at minute 12
Mm-hmm.
before secondary game two. Like we kill them and then we
Yep.
just do a bad map play. You know, we don't recall fast enough. We overstay. We die sometimes, like just randomly. You know, so I think if you want to be a top team, you kind of have to be very precise and disciplined. And yeah, I think those two main things should be worked on.
Mm. Talking about the champion pool, in a recent interview, you said that you have a bigger champion pool than many teams in the
Mhm.
LEC. Do you think it would have been different against KC, for example, in a best of five today?
Mm, I mean, it's hard to say because I think when you go into best of fives and you go into game four, game five, it's always very like just the comms become so I don't know, so weird, you know,
Mm.
because like there are OP champs and then you have to kind of build around the comp around that. I'm not sure. I think KC is also a team with good champion pools, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I felt like in this game three we were kind of I don't know. We didn't have too many options. It felt like, at least from my side, you know, I might be wrong. Maybe someone else felt another way, but yeah, I don't think we, um, even though we didn't get to see the draft play out because we got so dumpstered early, I felt like kind of, yeah, we lacked some options.
Talking about your career, Linsas, you've spent five splits in the LEC with the Vitality and have never finished
Mhm.
higher than top 5, 6, if I'm not mistaken. Does that frustrate you somehow?
Mm, I mean, of course, you always want to aim higher, and I always try to get better and just do better at each split, but I think this roster that we have, like the potential is the highest, and I think we are like the most dangerous team over the course of how long I've been here. So I hope that throughout this year, like we can be a consistent top three team, you know.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, I think if we win this matchup against KC, then you know we're top four instantly, and we're one of the favorites of going further towards the finals. But yeah, of course, it's quite frustrating to quite finish each split early. But I mean, just have to get better and improve. You know, there is nothing I
Mm.
can't overstay in this negative mindset or whatever. Just go next.
Talked about it, like the show-in was one of the best show-ins Vitality had in the couple recent years.
Mhm.
You were eliminated quite early in the playoffs, but you kind of finished third or fourth in the regular season. Do you have any
Mhm.
major regrets about how the best of went, either today or maybe against Koi? What happened with the Corona break?
I mean, yeah, the best of against Koi, like the Chrono Break was kind of weird, I won't lie, but it's, you know, if we were better, we would also win that series. We had still two more games, and, you know, game two, we got dumpstered. I think today, I mean, I'm not sure. I think my game one, I mean, the game one, I could have played better. Game two, I felt like I played good.
Hmm.
I think the first two games, like, for most, like, knowing what I did in the game, I felt like I played good overall. I think game three, I didn't have many options besides, I think, on the second dragon. I think maybe if I execute better, like I'm kind of thinking about that right now,
The smite.
where they kind of aces. Not necessarily the smite. I think we just need to win the fight, and I think maybe I didn't notice the Wukong over the wall already coming because I was kind of stacking Q, and then we would turn with that. But I think that fight was just misplayed. To be honest, it was playable, and it shouldn't go that badly. But yeah, I mean, it was just very, very hard in that game. So yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to check the game, and sucks to lose. To be honest.
Thank you, Lyncas, for the interview. Do you have one last word for the Vitality fans, maybe, if you want?
I don't know. I would just say they're probably quite disappointed with the besto. Like we were one up, we were quite close to make it. I'm quite disappointed as well, but from my side, I will make sure to do everything I can to get better, and hopefully spring and summer are longer splits, and we can scale up and have a better showing.